Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this webinar for the foundation degree in computing and also the higher level apprenticeship in computing. Thank you very much for joining us today. And over the course of the next sort of 30 minutes or so, we're going to chat you through some of the most frequently asked questions in relation to these two courses. And hopefully at the end, you'll have a full overview of what the course entails, how you'll be taught, how much it will cost, and some student testimonials. It'll also give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you have in relation to the course as we progress our way through. And these can be anything that you have, whether it be how you will be taught, what your face-to-face student time will be like, how you'll be assessed, how much does it cost, things like what's actually included in each of the modules. We are more than happy to answer anything that you have. If you simply pop your question into the question and answer chat function, my colleague who's with me today, Tracy, will try and answer those as we progress our way through. And if there are any that we need to discuss in more detail, we'll talk about those at the end during the question and answer session. Okay, so let's have an idea around who's going to be teaching you, and what you'll see here is just a range of people from across the course team. There are, in general, usually around 6 people at most that will be involved in the delivery of your course, and each class will be assigned what we call a tutor, and that tutor is your main point of contact for any concerns or queries or anything else that may arise as you progress through the course. Although we've shown you quite a lot of people here, as I say, that's across all of our campuses of delivery, which is Lisburn, Downpatrick and Bangor. So the chances of you being taught by everyone are very, very slim, but it will be a selection of the people that we've shown you on screen so far. So what is the foundation degree and why is it something that you would like to study? So the foundation degree is what we would call a level 5 course. So this is the type of thing that you would study if you've just finished A-levels or a level 3 qualification. It's developed and just been recently revalidated through Ulster University, who are the awarding body. And as part of that validation and as part of our course design process, we meet regularly with representatives from companies within the local computing sector. This allows us to ensure that what we're teaching you delivers the skills, the practical experience, and uses the technologies that make you more employable whenever you complete this course. The types and very basic overview of some of the things that you're going to experience will be programming, primarily using C#, networking, database, as well as many other core skills. And in the next couple of slides, I'm going to show you the modular content that would be involved in this particular course. So perhaps the easiest way for us to begin is to look at what we call compulsory modules. And there are a number of compulsory modules that a student must undertake, regardless of the campus that they are studying. So if we take year 1 to begin with, the compulsory modules that you'll have to study will be computational mathematics, computer systems, programming, network technologies, SQL, and personal qualities in the IT industry. Then as we move into year 2, there are 2 further compulsory modules that every student must undertake. One is object-oriented programming, that is using Java, and the other is work-based learning. Work-based learning is the largest module that you will study on this program, and it encompasses 12 weeks of employer-led work placement, and that placement takes place in the final semester of your 2nd year of study. And in essence, what happens there is that you attend college on a Monday, and for the remaining 4 days of that week, you go and you work for an employer within the IT industry. And it has to be within a field of study or a line of work that relates to computing and relates to the core concepts and theory that you have studied on the course within SERC. What I want to look at next is compulsory modules on our other campuses. And in Downpatrick and Lisburn, within year 2, students must study user-centered design, web technologies, and mobile application development. So really in Downpatrick and Lisburn, you're limited with the number of choices that you can make in relation to your modules. Where this is different is on the Bangor campus. And on the Bangor campus, students have the option to follow 2 separate pathways. And pathway 1 is what we would call a programming pathway, where the mandatory modules would include user-centered design, web technologies, and mobile application development. And if you were to choose pathway 2, which would be an infrastructure pathway, you would study wide area networking, internet server management, and cybersecurity. And just to reiterate, it's only Bangor that you would have the choice of pathways. You can also study the foundation degree in what's called a higher level apprenticeship mode. Where this differs to the full-time study is that it is completed over a 3-year period. You can see the mandatory modules or compulsory modules on screen. However, to be eligible, you must be employed by a company within the IT or computing sector. And again, you would study on campus 1 day a week for the 3 years, and the remaining 4 days of that week, you would be then working for an employer. So how will I be taught? Normally the course will be around 15 hours per week with an additional maximum of 3 hours mandatory study over the academic year. And then outside of class time, you'd be expected to undertake a maximum of around 19 hours per week. Now that there's preparing things like assessments and reviewing online material and maybe doing some self-directed study for modules outside of the classroom. All of our modules are taught on a semesterized basis. And for some of you, this might be new. And what that means is that you will study 3 modules per semester. And semester 1 runs from September to the end of January, with semester 2 running from February to the end of May. And what that means is you will complete 3 modules in that first semester in their entirety, and then you will move on to another 3 brand new modules in semester 2 and complete those in their entirety. So in essence, you'll be studying a module for a maximum of 15 weeks. How will you be taught? You'll be taught by lecturers with extensive industry experience. A vital element of our programs is not only ensuring that you have the requisite skills and qualifications to proceed to higher education, but also ensuring you have the skills necessary to make you employable within the IT industry. So this qualification is aimed at 2 things. 1, to make you employable, and 2, to give you that access to higher education upon completion. Everything that we do is in a highly practical environment. We utilize project-based learning extensively, and to implement that there, we will use state-of-the-art industry standard equipment, and we will use techniques that match the needs of industry. And again, how do we know that? It's through our liaison and through having meetings and talking to local employers to find out exactly what they need from a graduate. Some of you may be concerned around what will teaching look like next year. And what I would like to say to you is that we have extensive online resources and access to remote software services. What I'm meaning by that is every student who studies on the foundation degree will have online access to all of the course materials and all of the software requirements that they would need to successfully complete the foundation degree. So regardless of whether you're studying online, or regardless of whether you're studying face-to-face, or whether you want to work from home and undertake additional tasks, everything that we use on this course is available for you remotely. And by enrolling on it, you'll be granted access to all of that. How will you be assessed then? We use a wide variety of assessment methods on this course. There are class tests, there are coursework submissions, there'll be elements where you're required to produce and provide presentations. There'll be practical assessments, and in a small number of modules, there are examinations. These here assessment methods are picked to best suit the module that you're studying. So really what we're saying is there isn't one prescribed way of assessing you. So regardless of the type of learner you are, or how you like to work, there's an assessment method there to suit everyone. All of our assessments are well spaced out throughout the year, and everyone will be provided with an assessment schedule upon the first day of enrolment, so you can see exactly what the expectations will be for you as you progress through the course, and you'll be able to see what your workload will look like for the entirety of the year right from the very beginning. With this qualification, you are provided a grade for each module, and whenever those modules are all complete, at the end of the qualification, you would then be provided a grade for the overall course. As I said earlier on, a key element of this course is how do we make you more employable? I've told you that we talk to industry quite a bit to make sure that what we are teaching matches their needs. And to give you an idea of some of the industry standard equipment that we use, we'll utilize Microsoft Visual Studio as one of our development environments. We utilize Android Studio for things like mobile application development. We utilize top-end iMac Pros when we're working through mobile application development. You'll be exposed to languages such as .NET, C#, and Java. You'll get database design experience using SQL Server, and all the way through, if it was infrastructure related, we utilize Cisco devices and Packet Tracer as the virtual platform for teaching it. You'll get experience of cloud computing and also Microsoft and Linux operating systems. So how we're making you more employable is by giving you a diverse range of skills that match what industry are telling us are their requirements at this moment in time. Some of you may be thinking about what happens when you complete this course, or what routes or progression options do you have? First of all, you could decide that studying at university is the next step once you complete the foundation degree in computing. And some of the common courses studied following on from completion would be things like computer science, software engineering, cybersecurity. Or you may be deciding that employment is the route that you would like to pursue. And some common roles that graduates would progress onto would be things like junior software engineers or junior network engineers. And you can see a little bit of a statistic at the bottom that gives you an idea of the type of average UK salary that a software engineer could expect to earn. With higher education, there is a cost involved, and the cost for a foundation degree is £2,500 per year, which would equate to £5,000 for the complete qualification. To give you an idea of how that would compare to studying at a local university, their yearly fee is £4,350 per year. So in essence, a foundation degree for both years for the complete qualification is close to being the same cost as 1 year at university. And how you would pay for that, or how you can pay for it, is you've really got two options. You can decide to pay directly via direct debit for your course, or commonly students will apply for financial support from Student Finance NI. And just to give you a little bit of advice, if you are applying for student finance, apply online. There may be paper-based forms available. They're usually a little bit slower, and it just makes the process much easier if you use the online application process, which is available at studentfinanceni.co.uk. Apply as early as you can. The earlier you apply, the sooner that you will get your confirmation from Student Finance, and it makes the whole process much easier for you when it comes to enrolment time. The deadline for courses that commence in September of this year is the 31st of May 2021. That means you can apply for finance up to 9 months after commencing the course. However, I would not recommend this. As I say, the sooner you can apply, the sooner you will have your finance in place, and all of those payments will be made on your behalf to the college for your fees. I find it's important that we can let you see and hear what our students say. And normally we'd be having this here as a face-to-face type open day where you would get the opportunity to chat to our students and actually get face-to-face feedback from them as to how they have found the course and how they have found studying at SERC. But unfortunately, that is not available this year. So we've included one comment here from a recent graduate from the course. You can see he's talking about the placement, how it allowed him to apply the learning that had been undertaken on the course and put it into practice. One of the big elements there is it allows you to see what a common role would look like day to day before you would decide that there's the area that you want to pursue employment in. One element that Andrew mentions there is in relation to SERC's Intern Academy. And in previous years, SERC has ran or hosted the opportunity for students to apply to become interns and be employed within the college. Hopefully that there will continue this year, and if it does, it is advertised on our college website. I know we've progressed through things very quickly, and I've covered a lot of information in relation to that course. However, if you have any questions or anything you want to ask, if you could put them into the chat, we are more than happy to answer those now. Okay, I'm not seeing any coming through on the chat at the minute. However, if you're watching this back at a later stage after the live event has ended, please, we're going to put into the chat who you can contact to get further information, or go onto our website. We're more than happy to answer any queries that you may have at a later stage. Thank you for attending, and we hope to see you all next year. Thank you very much.